It's the nation's favourite antiques experts.
Help.
Behind the wheel of a classic car.
Well, hey, hot stuff.
And a goal to scar Britain for antiques.
It's choppy waters out here.
The aim, to make the biggest profit at auction. But it's no mean feat. There'll be worthy winners and valiant losers.
It couldn't go worse, could it?
Will it be the high road to glory?
Oh, I like your style.
Or the slow road to disaster?
Oh, blimey.
Well, need me to get out and push?
This is Antiques Road Trip. Yeah. We're back in the wilds of bonny Scotland, cruising the country lanes.
Shall I make her make some noise?
Yeah, go on. I feel like one of those nodding dogs.
Yeah, you look like one too.
Thank you.
Woof, woof. Loving life on the road are auctioneer best buds Phil Searle and Natasha Raskin-Sharp.
You are driving my car.
Oh, well, thank you for letting me borrow your car. Does she have a name, by the by? And I'm saying she, because she's so large, she's like a ship.
Less ship, more Chevrolet. A 1948 3300 pickup, to be precise.
I think we should call her Jet, because she's shiny and black and beautiful.
Isn't she just? There's a way to go yet, as Jet's jaunt across the countryside approaches the halfway mark. Last time out, our contemporary art connoisseur, Tash, made herself a new friend.
This gal does not have a name.
Call her Mandy, I think.
While Worcester porcelain pro Phil got to grips with a Scottish sporting pastime.
They are, blooming heavy.
And in the sale room, Phil was right on target,
150 online takes.
What did you find?
150
I don't know.
and 60 would be next.
scoring himself a tidy profit.
At £220.
Yeah!
Meaning it's even Stevens at 1-1 in our best of 5.
What did I say? You never make money on curling stones.
Well, do you
Be a
know what?
fortune.
That's all I'm looking for now.
What's your secret?
I all think it's in the release.
Of the handle when it falls off?
That's what-
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Phil, one was broken.
Well, yeah, but that kind of adds to its kind of antiquity, doesn't it?
If you say so, Phil. But it's a new day, so our antiques aficionados are armed with a fresh £200 to spend at will.
Where are we going to now?
Carlisle, Dumfries borders, sort of disputed land area.
Is that where that poet chap comes from?
Poet chap.
What was his name? Burns.
Do you mean Scotland's bard, Robert Burns?
Yeah.
At this rate, you'll be left at the side of the road, Phil. This trip began on Scotland's east coast and ventured west. We'll be crossing the border and heading for Yorkshire before wrapping things up in Chesterfield in Derbyshire. That's a trek.
I'm turned into my poetry.
Well, hit me with your finest verse.
The boy stood on the burning deck, picking his nose like mad. He rolled it up in little balls and flicked it at his dad. Do you want another one?
I'd stick to the antiques, Phil. The plan for this leg is to shop their way south of the border to the market town of Brampton. But it all begins Scottside in Dumfries, the final resting place of the aforementioned Bard of Scotland. Dumfries is also a former royal borough. Our Queen of Curios is stopping here at her first shop of the day, Anchor Antiques.
I think I'm going round here. Yes, here we are.
A treasure trove of collectibles, fine art and furnishings. There's plenty on offer, with everything here kept in check by dealer John. Not him, him.
Quite nice little trio of badges. It looks like it's probably aluminium. It's a white metal. We have King's Own Scottish Borderers. Okay. I really don't know anything, but I can see that their motto is Nisi Dominus Frustra.
Loose translation, unless the Lord is with us, all is in vain.
And I can see it's for a cap. What do you call these? Is it stout loops? I think they might be called stout loops or scout loops, something like that. And then there's this one, which is equally legible. Unfortunately, equally lacking in value. It is just brass by the looks of it, yes, and £25. This one has a price on it. Okay. SAS is marked on the top, so I'm guessing this relates to the Special Air Services.
Specifically to the SAS Reserve Force, historically known as the Artists' Rifles.
But then, just to complete the lot, perhaps, there is, lying beside them, a little Luckenbooth brooch, but I don't think it is a brooch. I think it's more of a badge, more of a pin.
Luckenbooth from the Scottish for locked booth. Similar items were originally sold from open-fronted premises on the Royal Mile in Edinburgh, given as gifts to symbolise love and loyalty.
It's a really identifiable style and motif, but I've never seen it marked with for home and country or the acronym SWRI. And I don't know what that stands for. Women's R, whatever that stands for, I Institute. I'm guessing here.
Yeah, pretty close. Scottish Women's Rural Institute.
As lapel badges go, this is pretty to me. Alas, this is not precious metal once again. We are stuck with the basics. We're entry level. But I think, would John entertain the notion of all three together for around the price of 25? I can always try.
While Tash puts a pin in the badges, Phil has arrived at his first shop in Lockerbie. With a rich agricultural past, the town was once home to Scotland's largest lamb market.
At the end of the day, we're all sheep, aren't we?
For his first stop, our little lamb has flocked to cobwebs of Lockerbie.
Blimey, look at that. Titanic.
There'll be no sinking feelings just yet for our man. There's plenty in here to float his boat. It's positively brimming with antique ornaments and collectibles, and dealer Irene is on hand to assist.
See, what I love about the antique business is that today you get a pen, you chuck it on your desk. But look what you have in the old days, look. You've got this lovely little desk tray made out of glass. Rest your pens in there. And then you've got two little inkwells, look. Perhaps one for blue, one for red. It's kind of a statement piece in its own right, you know. You'd have that on your executive desk. I have arrived. I've got a desk tray. How cool is that?
Beats a bog standard barrow anyway. But at £48, maybe not for our Phil. Now, what about our Tash in Dumfries?
Now that's quite nice because it's different. And different is good. Right, hold on. Oh, it's actually not that heavy. I was sort of bracing myself there for really heavy meat plate. So you have your big joint of, let's say, beef, and it goes right in the centre. And then you have these grooves which go along the plate, and they're all working towards this gravy well at the back, this reservoir. And it should be, yep, it's Spode.
An English pottery company founded back in 1770.
It's 19th century, but how early, I'm not entirely sure. But I did see the back, and I did see a price of £45. I don't think it's worth that at auction, but don't worry. It's all gravy. Great. Yeah.
Best seek out dealer John and carve up a deal.
John, hi.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Well, I'm good, and you?
I'm very well, actually, thank you. I'm very well. I've found a bit of blue and white.
Yeah.
One
And
of
I
these-
think it's Spode, isn't it?
It is Spode,
Yeah.
you're quite right. And then I have these little badges as well. 2 cap badges.
Yeah.
And a little lapel badge as well. There is a £25 price tag on this brass cap
Right.
badge. How would you feel about £25 for all three?
Yeah, I could take 25 for them.
Now, this here, £45 is your price tag. Would you do 25 for that as well?
It is a push, but I would like to see you doing well. I'll do it.
Shall we shake hands on that?
Make it around 50.
Thank you very much.
And you.
You can jot that down in your notebook, I
Yeah,
suppose.
that's what I'm just going to do now. Got caught
20.
again.
Much obliged, John. £25 for the badges and 25 for the platter.
You are such a
I
gentleman.
will cherish it.
Oh, my goodness. I
Thank
really
you.
appreciate it. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay.
First spot of shopping done, and Tash walks away with £150 still to play with. Over to Phil in Lockerbie, eyeing up a potential buy of his own.
Oh, look at this. So, here we have a cabinet of royal kind of souvenir memorabilia. Hellfire, look at that. That is the future King William.
Best handled with care, Mr. Searle.
No price on it. I wouldn't mind betting that this is someone's pride and joy. And they bought all this lot. You either buy quality or quantity. And quality, there ain't there. But there is quantity.
Approximately 100 pieces, in fact.
I mean, the trouble is, I think everything here is 20th century. Some of it might even be 21st century.
Irene, tell me, Is this one person's royal collection?
Yes.
Would you be adverse to selling all of that as one lot?
No, that would be okay.
And what would you want for that, my love?
£20.
Well, for all of it?
Mm-hmm.
No, I can't do that. I'd have to give you more than that.
Do you think so?
I do, yeah.
Are you feeling all right, Phil?
What you're seeing now is the opposite to a normal road trip, because normally Irene would say, I want £20 for it, and I'd offer her 10. Right, but the way this is working now, Irene has said I can have it for £20, and I've told her that's not enough, so we're now going up.
Well, another £10?
No, more than that.
Good man. Make her a fair offer.
If I gave you £50 for all of it, would you be happy?
Oh, yeah.
Then I will give you £50, my love, and thank you very, very much indeed. Thank you. Let me shake you by the hand.
Thanks. Thank
There we
you.
go now, look, here's 50 quid.
Quick, Irene, pop it in the till before he changes his mind.
There we are, £50.
Thank you very much.
Now, you have just witnessed a road trip first.
Yup, can anyone check outside for flying pigs? After haggling up, Phil walks away with £150 still in the kitty. Off you pop to catch up with Tash then.
You like the Borders
Why?
because of your love of scarves. It's all about textiles and,
They make scarves there.
yeah, dyes, bright colours. You're wearing the perfect outfit for this trip.
I love my scarves. I mean, I don't know that you'd ever notice that.
No, no,
I haven't got anything else.
no.
Two
That's
pairs
it.
of trousers, 2 pairs of shoes, 2 shirts, and 100 scarves.
Few knickers?
No, I don't wear them.
Oh, right.
Well, we know who wears the pants on this trip then. A quick hop over the border into Cumbria, and Tash is jumping out in Longtown. Can you blame her? First port of call, Spotty Dog's Antique Centre. An assortment of antiques and quirky collectibles on offer here, all overseen by dealer Andrew.
Oh, look at you. Hello. Hi, Phil. How do you do? Very sweet.
The perfect spot for Tash to loosen the purse strings on her remaining £150.
That's jumping out because how could it not? Look at that pattern. So pretty. We're in the either interwar or Second World War period, I think, probably no later than the late 50s. Let's go for a little saucer. We are in, we're in Czechoslovakia. 6 saucers by the looks of it. 6. 6 coffee cans. We have the coffee pot and we have the sugar, twin-handled sugar pot. I don't see the cream. That's annoying. It's incomplete. There is a piece missing. I haven't looked at the price. If this is £10, this is going to the auction. But it would have to be low because it's a gamble. It's £30. I genuinely think that today, £30 is where this would top out. Would Philip Serrell look twice at that? He would not. He'd wear that pattern on a scarf, but he would not buy the coffee set.
I'm not so sure about that. He has just bought 100 pieces of royal ceramic commemoratives. Speaking of the competition, Phil's arrived in the Cumbrian village of High Heskett. Next port of call, Heskett Antiques and Curios.
I've been here before.
Overseen by dealer Grant. It's home to antiques, furnishings and much, much more.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Phil.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, thanks.
I've been here before, haven't I?
You have, a couple of times, actually.
I remember it, good place. Is it okay if I have a look round?
Of course, yes.
Lots of choice on offer for Phil to spend some of his remaining £150 kitty.
The thing that always interests me about this stuff is why would you keep an empty tin of dried milk for 50 years? Thinking, that'll be worth money one day, that will. How bizarre.
Well, it takes all sorts, Phil.
Why did I do that?
Silly boy.
Actually, that really hurt. So I love these old truncheons. I mean, it looks a bit like an old rocket, doesn't it? So how do you date this? Right? How do you date this? Well, what you do is you look at VR. VR stands for Victoria. So this is Queen Victoria. So this I can tell you, this is from somewhere from about 1837, 30, something like that. And it's a ceremonial truncheon. This was never meant to clatter somebody on the head, but it's almost like a badge of office. They were army ones, they were police ones, they were fire service ones. So what does it say on here? It says a Victorian truncheon.
I think we've established that.
£85. It's worth probably 50 quid, really. But it's something to bear in mind. Keep looking, Philip, keep looking.
Might be worth having a bash at that. Speaking of which, Tash now.
It's a sort of a Goldilocks gavel moment. It's too small, too large. Just right. Actually, the price is just right. £20 for a gavel.
Talk about a busman's holiday. I'd keep digging if I were you. Back in High Heskett, Phil's hunt continues.
That's nice, look. The old boot scraper. Oh, my life. Let's plonk it on the breadboard.
If you must.
So I would think that's probably turn of the last century. This is cast iron. So originally, that was £120. And that's been crossed out and it's £100. So it's clearly on the way down and not on the way up. That's what we like to hear. I'm going to bear that in mind.
You might even scrape a few quid off. Back in Longtown, something's caught Tash's eye.
Is this going to be really expensive? £40 is a really good price if these 3 pieces comprise a desk set, because I think that's an inkwell. Yes, it is. I think it's Swedish Art Nouveau. Can't remember the name of the maker, but I'm sure it's Swedish. Right, careful. Yeah, Rörstrand.
Founded in the castle of Rörstrand in Stockholm in 1726, making it the second oldest brand of ceramics in Europe.
It's funny, I'm just going nothing to do with personal taste here. To me, full disclosure, this is quite hideous. But I'm looking at this inkwell, look at that, and you can actually, what's nice is see the ink in there. I don't think it ever had a liner, but the ink has just gone directly in there and little remnants of it on my finger now. So it's been used and loved. This stylised flower, and it's lovely. Is it a lotus or a lily pad? It's just beautiful. You can imagine it floating on the water. We have a little chip, and it's really quite irritating actually, because otherwise it seems to be in really good condition, which is amazing to think this is probably from 1890 odd, maybe into the 20th century, but if so, just. The nice thing is, it's complemented by the rest of the desk set. We have the pen stand here, very nice, same stylised design. Definitely you can see part of the set. And then we have the candle, definitely matching. And I think that at £40, this 3-piece set is genuinely brilliantly priced. Can I resist when I can afford it? I think I have to.
Time to negotiate with dealer Andrew.
Oh, there he is. Andy, hello. How are you?
Oh, hello, Natasha. How are we doing? What have we found today?
Well, I'm surprised. I don't know about you that this is what I've chosen.
Slightly surprised, yes.
It's not very me. I just personally find them very aesthetically unappealing.
OK.
And I think at £40, you have priced them really fairly, Andy. So we're always up for a bit of movement. But if it has to be 40, I'm totally cool with that.
You can have them for £30 today.
£30? That's really kind of you.
Thank you very much, Natasha. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Andy, you're a star. Deal done on the desk set.
Thank you so much. Thank you very much.
For you. Well, let's hope they make more than 30 at the auction.
I hope so. I hope so for you too.
That would be a vibe.
Tash's shopping is done for the day, leaving her £120 in the pot.
Yep, still don't love them.
Let's hope someone else does. Back to Phil in High Heskett. Truncheon and boot scraper already under consideration. Something else has turned his head.
So this is a 1950s, 1960s motor racing helmet. So when Sterling Moss was in his pomp, this is what he would have worn. And what's it made out of? Cork. Frankly, if I had a bit of a moment in my car, I'd want more than a bit of cork protecting my bonds. So this is priced at 40 quid.
Looking good.
It's a bit of a tight fit, this. But I think it's a great thing. I love it. It's the type of thing that you can buy to decorate your garage where you've got a collection of vintage cars. Wish me luck.
Let's pray for some petrol heads at the auction. Time to do a deal with the man in charge.
Grant, how you doing?
Hi, Phil.
You've got a good shop full of stuff here, haven't you?
Thank you very much.
I've seen the boot scraper. You've got a Victorian truncheon, which I love. You've got a cork helmet, which I think is really cool.
Yes.
What would be the very, very best you could do all 3 for, please?
I reckon we could do, at the best, Phil, 115 for the 3.
115. OK, that's good enough for me. I'll shake your hand. Now, you want some cash, don't you?
Certainly do.
Almost forgot that bit.
As simple as that. 45 for the truncheon, 50 for the boot scraper and £20 for the helmet.
There we are. Excellent. Thank you very much indeed. Take care. Cheers.
All the
now.
best, Phil.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Just £35 left for Phil to play with. Doesn't he look good, eh? off he pops to catch up with Tash.
I'm hot and bothered, you know.
Really?
Should we go find somewhere al fresco to dine?
And Lorne sausages, are they just breakfast or do you have them in the evening as well?
You're not going to get a Lorne sausage as we head towards Carlisle. Okay? Forget about
will I
it.
not?
Forget about it. Leave your Lorne sausage behind.
What about a Cumberland sausage?
We're a bit sausage focused, aren't we?
Absolutely.
It's a real sausage factory here. Just churning them out, Phil. Is that what the expression sausage factory means?
I've never heard that before.
What does sausage fest mean?
Best leave that there, I reckon. Nighty-night. It's a new day in Cumbria for our antique dealing duo in the Chevrolet pickup.
Do you know what?
What?
I do like a wine gun.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I do.
Do you like to share? Doesn't look like.
What?
Every man for himself on this trip.
I like the black and red ones, right? The green and the yellow ones, they're horrible.
Hold on a second. Are you aware of the fact that they have different colours but not different flavours?
Who told you that?
You didn't know that.
No, that's rubbish.
Yesterday, Phil shopped his socks off, buying the commemorative Royal Ceramic Collection, a Victorian truncheon, a 1950s racing helmet, and a cast-iron boot scraper.
Oh, my life. Let's plonk it on the breadboard.
Leaving him just £35 to play with, while Tash chose to spend her pennies on a trio of badges, a transfer-printed meat platter, and a Swedish ceramic desk set.
You can imagine it floating on the water.
And after that, she still has £120 of her budget.
Do you know what I can't wait to see go under the hammer?
What's that?
Your royal commemorative.
Do you know, I
China.
can't help but think I got kippered by Irene.
Excuse me, I have it on good authority that you bid her up.
Well, I did, but you see, the thing was, I thought I can't take advantage.
Will it be your undoing?
We'll have to wait for the auction to find out. But first, our cruise through Cumbria continues as we head to the pretty market town of Alston, where, instead of buying antiques, our two are going to have a go at repairing some. They're here to meet Louise Folkard, one of a rare breed, a restorer of cane furniture.
I am ready to get hands-on. Are you?
I am, yeah, because you see so much damaged cane furniture at auction. I mean, there's a skill, isn't it?
Should we go fix it?
Why not?
Come on.
The craft of making and repairing cane furniture has a very long history indeed. The ancient Egyptians were masters of it. Examples of chairs and thrones with cane seats have been unearthed from archaeological excavations in the Valley of the Kings. And despite having been entombed for over 3,000 years, some still had the cane seats intact. Thankfully, our pair are going to get hands-on with something a little less precious.
Oh, wow, look at this. Hi, you must be Louise.
Hello.
Tasha, lovely to
Hi,
meet you.
Natasha.
And this is Phil.
Hi,
Hello,
lovely
Philip.
to see
Come
you.
in.
My goodness, we believe that you are the woman with so much skill.
Well, that's very nice of you to say.
But with good reason, as Louise has managed to turn what was a hobby into a thriving business.
Who taught you to do this?
I'm self-taught. My mother asked me to do 2 of her bedroom chairs. I got a book and I just loved it. But I've done it professionally for 15 years.
It's the ultimate upcycling, really, because if you have a chair like that that's got damage to the cane, it's effectively a complete write-off.
Absolutely.
So the fact that you're doing this, you're making sure that a really lovely old thing isn't destined for the scrappy.
It's a very rewarding job to do, especially, you know, passing it back to the customer in a much nicer state than when it arrived in the shop.
Yeah. Going like that, hole after hole after hole, is it not just a bit boring?
No, you get totally lost in it.
Really?
Yeah, unless it's a really complicated pattern. It's very mindful, you know, it's quite therapeutic.
Well, I think we know a couple of people who could benefit from a bit of that, don't we?
When in Alston, one must cane. That's what they say.
I'd heard that about
Yes,
Alston.
you had.
Go on
And
then.
look at this, it's all set up. Oh,
I've got
come
2
on.
chairs and they're not customers, so don't worry.
So no one's paying for this?
No.
We could actually destroy your reputation as a stroke here.
In the past, the job of cane restoration was often carried out by itinerant chairmenders, travelling from place to find work. But with new materials and manufacturing processes, the trade had all but died out by the end of the 20th century, leaving only small numbers of traditional cane weavers in operation today. Time to pass on some of that precious knowledge, Louise.
You can see I've already done the first few lines. This is the first time we're going to go over and under, over and under, over and under.
Let me see if I've got this mastered. Oh,
Don't let it twist. Don't let it
whatever you do,
twist.
don't let
Don't get it
twist.
twisted, Phil.
So-
You're officially weaving, my friend.
I'm on the case here.
Cane weaving also developed in China and the Far East, and it's from here that the prime source of caning materials come from, rattan. This fast-growing and robust jungle vine first made its way to Europe aboard traders' ships, having been used as a packing material to secure cargoes of tea.
We didn't get cane chairs in Europe until about 1660 with the ships, with the spices and the teas and the furniture.
I'm actually pretty good at this.
You're doing great.
It's keeping it right side up now that's the issue for me. 'Cause
You're
I'm
running
trying
it through your fingers
That's
all
what I am.
the
Look,
time. Yeah,
see,
yeah,
look,
yeah.
look,
You
I'm on
can't,
it.
you don't know what you're doing.
Did you pick that up
no.
that quickly?
It is actually very therapeutic, isn't it?
It is. It's a really nice thing to do. It really is.
So hold on, show me what you're doing, because I'd like to have a wee
Right.
shot.
No.
You're hogging the rattan.
No, I'm doing this.
Try and do a couple before you pull it through.
Try and do a couple before you put it through.
Very, very sage advice.
Just remember who the apprentice is, Philip. Tash's turn now.
The pattern you're doing is the 6-way weave, and it's the strongest pattern for chair bottoms. So you will always find this pattern in a bottom. The fancy patterns won't be for chair seats. They'll be on the backs and sides where less pressure gets put.
You've got yards of the stuff over here.
Hold on a second, because I learned from Louise to do a bunch and then to pull it through at the end.
This I've
Are
got
you
to
ready?
see.
Right,
Yeah.
here we go.
Let's go. I'll hold the chair.
It's quite satisfying.
That's satisfying. It just keeps going.
You
it
have
keeps
actually
going.
done a half-decent job of that. Things like this are a dying art, aren't they?
Yes.
As each generation goes by, there's less people that know how to do this. So hopefully what you're doing is creating the next generation.
Absolutely. I'm a member of the Heritage Craft Association and the Basket Makers Association. We're both about promoting the craft.
Louise, does he not seem so in the zone?
I've got another helper, haven't I?
But it's time to get back to the day job. I think you'll have to tear him away, Tash.
Oh, that was rotten of you. I was really getting into that.
Phil, if I hadn't pulled you away,
I wanted to do it.
we'd never finish this trip.
I wanted to finish.
We have an
doing that.
auction to
I
get to.
wanted to finish it.
Come on.
I was really enjoying it.
Ah. For their final stop of the trip, Tash and Phil are heading to Brampton. Nestled in gently rolling countryside, this lovely and historic market town is home to the Cumbrian Antique Centre.
Phil, we've been here before.
Yeah.
We had a bit of a Romeo and Juliet
Well,
last
you know.
time. Do you know any Romeo and Juliet off the top of your head?
Romeo, Romeo, wherefore art thou, Romeo?
I'm feeling more Lady Macbeth today.
Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble.
With 4,500 square feet of showroom jam-packed with antiques, it's the perfect spot for a final shopping showdown, with dealer Steve overseeing proceedings. Remember, Tash still has a rather healthy £120 to play with, while Phil's down to a more paltry 35. Best of luck, you two.
Do you know what? As a former geography teacher, I kind of love globes, you know? Is it in the 18th century, you could buy floor-standing globes, you could buy table globes, and they would have fitted into a gentleman's study or a library by people like Richard Carey, who was map maker to King George. But what I love, if you think about it, we know the world today, but in the 18th century, not all the world was discovered. And all of a sudden, Tasmania's discovered. And it's not on your globe. So how does that work? Well, what they do, Carey would have sent you a little map of Tasmania, and you then had to stick it on your globe. But I just love the social history of all that stuff. And I'd love to buy this, but at £495, just a touch punchy for me.
Maybe look for items that don't cost the earth, eh? Up on the mezzanine, something has caught Tash's eye.
Oh, that's quite chic. Quite chic indeed, and not wired. I love these tallware lamps. You just pop in a couple of candles into this candelabrum and away you go. It's throwing off light, but it's beautifully dimmed by this tallware. Let me just check. Yep, tallware shade, so painted tin. The laurel leaves, I think we could loosely describe them as that in this freehand design. It's actually quite nicely reflected here in this wreath motif. So if you want to cast more light, then you bring it down. If you want to shade it, you bring it up. So it gives you a little bit of control over the atmosphere that you're creating. For me, it's not past the mid-20th century. I'm hoping that I'm going to like the price. So here goes. £89. I'm not scared by the price. So I think I will have a punt. Yeah, I've convinced myself actually. I've convinced myself I want to take it home, but I'll try the auction instead.
Lovely stuff. Now you just need something to light it with.
Those are quite cool, aren't they?
Ah, those would do the trick.
This is possibly from the 20s or 30s. I would imagine this is the sort of thing that you'd have had in a shop as basically advertising that Brighton may make matches. I suppose today no one uses matches, do they? But what we've got here, look, a little metal case that your matchbox would fit into. And there's a little mini case that your matchbox fits into. I'm not sure if that's got anything to do with the company or not, but that's just a paint. Oh, hold on, there's a name there. That's one of theirs as well. How cool is that? And then we've got another one here and another one here. We've got about, I don't know, 50 or 60 quid's worth of stuff here. But he's obviously bought a job lot. So if I can have a deal with him to try and buy all this lot for my miserly 35 quid, that might work, mightn't it? Right. If you want to light your barbecue, I'm your man.
Never mind the Barbie. Best strike a deal with Steve first.
Steve, how you doing?
Not too bad, how are you?
Yeah, I'm good. Your shop looks as good as ever, my friend.
Thank you.
Now then, strike a light.
It's quite striking, isn't it?
Hey, look, I did the go-to here, right? So, there we go, look. I managed to find these up there. They haven't all got price tickets on them, but I'm going to preempt things here.
Yeah.
Right? Because I don't know what you're asking for them.
Tell me what you've got.
There you are, look.
Oh dear.
30.
We're scraping the bottom of the barrel there a bit, aren't we?
I've spent my life doing that. I've got 35 quid.
I'm not going to argue. If that's what you've got, that's what you've got. I'll do a deal.
Oh, thank you very much indeed. Yeah, thank you very much.
Hey, you're some man, Steve. Done deal and not a penny to spare.
Right, you take care, my friend.
And you.
Hope to see you soon.
And you. Take care, Phil. Bye-bye.
Candelabrum already under consideration, Tash has made another spot.
That's quite a nice side-by-side, actually, because, yeah, that's copper. So we have 19th century copper plate here at the front, and then 20th newish copper plate here at the back. I don't think we can safely describe this as silver-plated. I think I can just say silvered copper fish dish. There isn't a price on it. Do you know, the intrinsic value of this dish is low, but my interest is strangely high, so it's on the list. Fish, you're coming with me.
So, it's off to the counter we go.
Stephen, hi, how are you?
I'm all right, thank you. Yourself?
Excellent, I'm very well, thank you.
Found some fantastic things, I see.
Oh, well, I like your description. Fantastic, I will go with that. So, I'd love to buy these two items.
Yeah.
I know how much money I have. I'm wondering, £89 for this.
Yeah.
And no ticket price on this.
Well,
what were you hoping to achieve for the Fishy Dishy?
At a push, I would say £40 would be the very best price on that one.
Do you know what? We could be cooking with gas here. If that has to be 40, is there a world in which this could be 80?
Yes, there is a world which this can be 80, yes.
There is?
Yes, there is, yes. Absolutely.
Shake on it.
There you go.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Oh, I'm spent up. Did Phil spend up?
Very nice indeed. And that's another happy shopper who burned through their budget.
Hey,
Pleasure.
Wish me luck. How eclectic.
Yeah, good
Thank
luck.
you very much. Take care.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you again.
With both of our buyers now clean out of cash, it's time to hit the road.
I don't know why. There's something fishy around here.
I love puns. I love puns.
In that case, it's time you got out of this place. Get it?
Back to Glasgow then?
Well, I don't know why I don't have the auction in your front room.
Phil.
There's less of your family in your front room, isn't there?
Phil,
Aren't
think
you
back
joking?
to auction number 2. If I knew people, I would have made sure that made a profit. Rid yourself of that notion.
Indeed, rest assured it'll be a fair fight on my watch, Phil. Time for some shut-eye. Rise and shine, it's auction day, and our antiques adventurers are back in Tash's hometown.
What's that Glasgow expression? Is it Athmaheed?
Oh, you're off your head.
I hope I'm not Athmaheed today.
No, I don't think so.
Do you
Your
think
lots are lovely. Well, the people who buy them are after head, but...
Yeah, absolutely. Completely and utterly.
Let's hope not. After rummaging around both sides of the border, they brought their finds back to Glasgow for the third round of our best of 5. Selling at McTeer's auctioneers in the room, on the phone and online, with auctioneer James Bruce in charge of proceedings.
We're up at £80 and the hammer's coming down.
Tash spent her full £200 budget on 5 lots. Anything standing out, James?
The Swedish Art Nouveau desk set by Råstad has an elegant look to it and is a popular name. I think this will do well today.
Phil was equally profligate, spending every penny of his £200 also on 5 lots.
I love the Brian and May advertising matchboxes. Advertising memorabilia is always popular, get a lot of collectors in.
Right, pull up a pew, it's time to get going.
This is cool, isn't it?
What's your ace? Yeah.
First up, pinning her hopes on a profit, is Tash's collection of badges.
I've bought some cap badges and a wheel of help.
You're there collecting.
Yes, but are they? Have I bought the right ones? That's the question.
We'll find out.
We're at £10 already. Online, 15 would be next at £10 and 15 bid. Get £15 online.
Are you coming
20
back?
if you're bidding. Can we see it? Fair warning. And the hammer is coming down at £15 here.
What a shame. The gods were not looking upon me.
Oh dear, out of the gates and straight into a loss.
Oh well, you live, you learn. I won't buy them again.
Don't you ever?
Phil's collection of commemorative ceramics next.
And I thought, 100 pieces, 50p a piece, that's got to be fair, hasn't it?
£30. 20. £10. Nope. Oh, there's a bid. Just at the end, £10 online. £10 I will sell. 15 just in time.
Oh, Phil.
Ooh, £15.
You see, if I'd have stuck with Irene's original 20, I've only lost a
20
fiver.
you're coming back, and you are 100 items for £20 here.
Irene is a far better value than I am.
I bet you feel a right royal mug now, Phil.
She could come and work for you.
I'm going to go and give her a real talking to.
The 19th century meat platter is next for Tash.
Sunday roast?
Oh, yeah.
Do you like to serve on an India pattern spode meat plate?
Oh, yeah.
Complete with gravy well?
Oh, absolutely.
Well, in that case, I have a lot for you, my friend.
We're opening already at £10. £10 is the bid online, and we can sell if we're done.
No.
£10, 15, you bidder. They heard you. £15.
It has the reservoir.
Has the what?
The reservoir.
The reservoir. It has the gorgeous reservoir.
Yes.
At £15, I will sell £15. You've made your decision.
That's rubbish.
No, that's called a roasting.
Can I tell you something, Phil? I'd buy it again.
You're smart.
I'd buy it again.
Strap yourselves in. Phil's 1950s racing helmet is next.
The thing I can never get my head round, the old motor racing helmets, they were made out of cork. I mean, how's that going to protect you?
£30 with me in the book.
Oh,
Commission
good.
bid. £30 is here. 35 and 40 bid. 40 here, 5 bid. I've got 50 with me. Looks like you're out at £50. £50. Can we
Are you
see
chuffed?
5?
Yeah, I am
£50.
actually. Yeah, I'm quite
Can
pleased.
we see 5 at £50? £50, decent price.
Smashed it.
That's more like it. No headaches there.
That was great.
Yeah, pleased with that.
As you should be. Tash now with her ceramic desk set favoured by auctioneer James.
Personally, it does nothing for me. I'm hoping it does something for the...
So why did you buy them then?
Because it's Rohrstrand.
So that's a head buy, not a heart buy.
100%.
Climbing up already. I saw a bid in Scandinavia, but we're back on home soil at £60. Will we get any more?
What did you pay?
£60
Oh,
the bid
come on.
online.
I paid
Surely,
30.
will we get any more? It's £60 the bid online. And I can now sell at £60.
Is that it?
Selling at £60. Fair warning.
Pretty happy with that. That was good.
A maiden bid, but it was a corker.
Hey,
Can you
double up.
just wipe that smile off your face? Just please.
Hoping to cop a profit, Phil's Victorian truncheon is up next.
It's a bit too scrubby to make big money.
Opening already at £30
Oh,
with
here
me.
we go.
Any advance at 5 and 40, 40 and 5, 5 and 50, 50 and 5, 5 if you're bidding, sir. And you are, you take it 55. We're on the settee at 55.
Well done, the settee.
It will sell to you, sir, on the settee at 55.
I'm quite
Are we
pleased
all
with
out?
that.
Looks like we are, so I will now sell £55. Fair warning.
Hello, hello, hello.
That'll do nicely, Gub.
Nice work.
At 25, 30.
That's kind of
Tidy.
very, yeah.
Tidy.
Tidy, yeah.
Tash up now with her next lot. It's called a bouillotte lamp.
If you had to go and buy a light like that new, you know, the shades would cost you 80 quid.
See, I like your thinking. I'm just worried about the thinking of all the bidders out there.
We're opening at, who's in at £30? £30, can we see it? £20 I'll take. 20, okay, 10 starts online. 15 would be next. 20 is bid now. 5 if you're coming in. 30
Okay,
is
it's
bid.
got a long
30
way to
is
go.
Bid. 5 and 40 were
Come
all
on.
online, fiercely
Come on.
contested at 5 and 50. £50 were all online, and 5 and £60.
Still nowhere near.
Between the two of you, cat and mouse here.
Keep
but
going.
I will sell to the £70 no bid. Can I tempt you for another?
Yes, you can.
I can. £80 no bid. We're up at £80. Fair warning. And the hammer's coming down.
Oh, the accuracy is what kills you.
Shame, really, that very nearly lit up the room.
Oh, so close, yet so far.
Phil's 19th century boot scraper now.
Hey, it's going to be fine.
Right, I'm positive now. Right, think positive.
We're opening already at £20. £20 with me for the cast iron boot scraper here at 25 takes online. You're in online, and it looks like you win online. So I'll sell 25. Fair warning.
I think you've been done there.
Quite. That one fails to clean up for Phil.
That's annoying.
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, well then we won't.
Tash's last chance to hook a profit now with her silvered copper fish dish.
Do you like fish?
I love fish. I love flat fish. I don't like round fish.
Do you like flat fish?
I really love flat
Well,
fish.
I have the fish for you because
Really?
it's flat and it's fishy.
£10 to start. Can we see 15? Any advance at 15 and 20 bid? At 20, fun pays off.
Fun does pay off.
£30 no bid. At 30 and 5 and 40 bid. 40 and 5 takes no online between the two
it's
of you
made a
at
profit.
£45. It's swimming away. £45.
Oh, very good.
And the hammer's coming down. Fair warning.
I'm surprised.
I didn't think that would make a profit.
Well, it did. So don't carp on about it.
Okay, fishy dish.
It's a funny old business, isn't it?
To start.
Phil's last chance to set the sale room on fire with the auctioneer's pick of the bunch, that collection of matchboxes.
Strike a light, you know? Do
Bidding here at
you like the way I did that?
I love it.
We can open the bidding already with me at £30. Surely worth a wee bit more. 5 and 40 bid.
Hey,
40
get in.
and 5 and 50 bid.
Love it,
50
love
and
it,
5
love
if you're
it.
bidding. £50, and I will now sell. £50 it is. Fair warning, the hammer's up. No, it's down.
Well done. He's done a good job, really, hasn't he?
No, you've done a great
No,
job there.
no.
£15 profit.
Too right. Good job, Mr. Searle.
Do you know what? A £15 profit is fantastic.
Come on.
Come on. Come on.
Smiles all round. But someone had to come second, and today it's Phil. After sale room costs, he's made a loss of £63.60. But a better showing for Tash. After costs, she made a smaller loss of £51.57p. Which means Natasha squeaks it and takes auction number 3 with her now sitting 2-1 up in the best of 5.
I have 2 words for you, Phil. Royal memorabilia.
Do you know, I'm not convinced the royal family did me any favours at all there.
No, but we should wave to the crowds as we walk off.
Thank you so much.
Next time on the trip,
I'm ready to haggle.
pennies are pinched
50 pence would be quite generous, that, wouldn't it?
It would have been in 1964, Phil.
and bargains bagged.
£5 is the sort of price tag I like to see. Famous last words.
But will budgets be blown?
It cost me 160 quid.
You're kidding me on. That's all you've bought?